Warning, this build is not for the faint of heart. This build is for me. I'm making it for me. We're gonna talk about it, but it's something worth keeping in mind. Don't just copy the— Hi, welcome. I'm going to be talking to you about my League starter, and boy oh boy am I excited to do it. If you're wondering why I'm a manga character, it's because on Twitch, you can change my color with Twitch redeem points. Some people have highlighted my message, I don't. I have color changing, and that's the way it goes. So forgive the distractions throughout the video. Well, my League start is actually going to be Lightning Conduit Mines. As with any new skill in any new league where you don't really know how it works, only rumors from alpha players, we need to experiment. The ideal is that skitterbots give us the 20% shock. However, we don't really know if the summoned skitterbox shock is consumed by Lightning Conduit yet. We can guess that it probably will be consumed and not come back, but we don't know. So I'm going to experiment and I'm going to see if it works. I don't know, maybe it will. If it doesn't, we have a backup, and our backup is Bronze Lith. Obviously, after the buff, that is super juicy, and the problem with League starting Bronze Lith is we don't know how rare it's going to be. It's going to be scary to plan around this in the League start, and I will never play Lightning Warp Mines without a Bronze Lith and a Tremor Rod. If that doesn't work, if Bronze Lith is like 3 Divines or something, what we're going to do is Shock Nova Mines or Arc Mines. There's any lightning skill mine is going to work with this, preferably something with an area of effect, but that'll be like our backup plan. Luckily, regardless of the lightning skill we choose, this tree actually works the same for almost every single lightning build because we are an Ascendant. And we're going CI League start, baby. Let's go! Now, the reason we can get away with a Chaos Inoculation Ascendant start is because I think this new League mechanic will be very, very friendly to Chaos Inoculation builds. And if you're going mines or traps, CI on Ascendant is actually very, very viable. And it's kind of an old school way of thinking that you can't really do that. The reason why Chaos Inoculation works so well with Ascendant is because this Saboteur node is very juicy for CI builds. Getting 10% energy shield per second passively regen all the time is a very powerful defensive mechanic. And you get to combo it with a cultist. So you get stun immunity. You get an additional 1.5% regen. You get an additional curse. You get effective curse. These are some of the best nodes that Ascendant has to offer, and we get both of them, which is super cool. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get all of our health regen nodes here and then beeline it to Zealot's Oath. And if we're going to do a CI build, you have to do this. This provides so much energy shield regen, and it allows us with the energy shield mastery to just, as we start the league, with like 16+% energy shield regen per second, which means you don't need to go Apex Supremacy for bleeds because you regen so much anyway. You still have your recharge, and that's still good for non-regen maps, but if you can figure out how to get shock immunity, you could really do this. The other thing is we have Elemental Overload. The reason why is because we are going to be very stretched. We need to get a lot of points across this tree, and we just don't have the room for critical strike chance, even on the mine mastery wheels. It's just not worth our time. Plus, with Elemental Overload, we also have access to the Lightning Mastery. Damage with non-critical strikes is lucky. Obviously, this does not compare in damage to a full critical strike chance build, but it's still a lot of damage, especially for League start, and I am perfectly happy with that. Now, in addition to other mechanics in this build, what separates this build from something like Eye of Winter Mines by Path of Math? Well, this build doesn't die to the wind. As you can see, we have 77% true spell block. We're not taking glancing blows. That means that we can take a lot of hits before we die. We are running Tempest Shield on the build. I love Tempest Shield on any shield build. I think spell block is a super powerful mechanic, and I would recommend you run it. Plus, it grants us immunity to shock, which tends to kill a lot of players more than they realize, so it's just one less thing for us to worry about. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, this is not a league start for everyone, so I'm not going to be posting a POB for this. I don't feel the need to because this is an experimental build. I don't know if Lightning Conduit's going to work, and I'm okay with switching it to another build. So a lot of this is going to be made on the run, and I would feel uncomfortable as a content creator recommending you a build that may not work, or worse, is a build meant for me and the way I play, and the way you play may be drastically different. I don't know if there's anything that would scare me more than having a new player come in, see I'm a VTuber and all that, and copy my build and realize that this build is absolutely not for them. So anybody who copies this is for the faint of heart. Now, all that is to say, I don't have any equipment on my POB. The only thing this shield has is just tier 1 chance to block spell damage, because it's the only mandatory mod I'm going to have on the shield. Everything else is blank. It could be damage, a block attack chance, could be more energy shield. It's just kind of up to you. And yeah, that's what I want on the build. But Gary the GooBoy, why are you running Chaos Inoculation this league? I like Eldritch Battery more for Divine Blessings. Well, sucka, let me tell ya. The new league mechanic is going to be extremely rewarding for Chaos Inoculation builds. Not only do they get to ignore a lot of the downsides for a lot of statistics, obviously negative life regen will kill you, but outside of circumstances like that, a lot of the upsides are super big upsides, like increased energy shield from body armor. That 25% is not even the highest roll you could get on it, and it's not tripled. So you could get upwards of like 70% energy shield from body armor on your amulet and each of your rings. That is a ton of base energy shield, and it's going to make CI builds tankier than they have ever been. Now, amulets actually have another alternate stat you should consider: mine throwing speed. Now, this is just a regular crafted thing you could throw on your amulet, but you could, like, if you 2.5 multiply that, that is a ton of mine throwing speed, and that is a massive source of damage you can have on the build. It's just something worth considering as well. Overall, I am ecstatic for this league. I think this league is going to be so much fun, and I am super excited to start out what I believe will be a strong Chaos Inoculation build. Again, this build is not meant to be emulated. User beware. Probably just copy some Zizarin build and just have fun with the league. But I want to beat the game on my terms. That is what I value in Path of Exile, and I'm going to do it with Lightning Conduit Mines. If the Skitterbots work. If not, we're going to do Lightning Warp Mines, unless the uniques are too expensive. And then we're going to do Shock Nova Mines, but then that might feel clunky. But Gary the GooBoy, why are you running Chaos Inoculation at all this league? I like Eldritch Battery.